Ms. Wilkinson, how are you related to Peggy Schroeder?
Peggy's my youngest sister.
And how old was Peggy at the time of her death?
53.
And I assume you grew up her whole life, she grew up with you, correct?
Yes.
Did you have a good relationship with your sister?
Very close, yes.
Okay. Were you aware of any hearing deficits that Peggy had?
Yes, she was hard of hearing.
Okay. There's a range of hard of hearing. So
She's deaf without her hearing aids, and she can read while reading lips. I mean, she can hear while reading lips with her hearing aids.
but without, she's deaf?
Pretty much, yes. She can hear, like, vibrations and stuff, but no sound.
Okay. Did she at some point get a cochlear implant?
Yes,
And was that a few years before her passing?
yes.
So, did Peggy have a job?
Yes, she worked
Where was she working?
wall clippers in Sterling for a long time.
And how long had she had that job?
Well, probably
As best you remember.
about 20-something years. I mean, she's there a long time.
Long time employee,
She worked
okay.
at Clemco prior to that.
Okay. And did she have any other jobs in addition to wall clipper that she was working at the time of her death?
She, yeah, she cleaned churches. There's a couple of churches, 2 or 3 of them that she cleaned. She also cleaned houses for a couple other people.
And did you ever have a discussion with Peggy as to why she was doing the extra jobs?
She wanted the extra money so like she could spend extra money for the kids. Basically, if they wanted to go do something, she wanted to have money available to do it.
And who are the kids?
That'd be Kayleen and Anna.
And Kayleen and Anna, are they sisters?
Yes, they were 2 and I believe 5 when they were adopted by Peggy and Daryl.
Okay. And Peggy and Daryl were married for a period of time?
Yes.
Do you know, did they get divorced?
Yes.
Do you know how long they were divorced before Peggy passed?
No.
Yeah. Well, had it been a couple of years or?
Yeah, minimum, yeah.
Okay. And at the time of Peggy's death, she was living at 805 West Park in
Yes.
Morrison. Who else was living with her?
Anna and Kay.
Okay, and Kay, again, the other adopted sister?
Yes, she was the older sister. She actually wasn't living there at the time. She moved out because she turned 18, so she moved.
Okay, so it was just Anna and Peggy?
And Peggy, yeah.
And was that the residence where Anna was stayed at most often?
Yes.
And Peggy was supporting both herself and her daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes, ma'am?
Yes,
Thank you.
sorry.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta use words because the lady in front of you has to take it down and doesn't work.
Sorry.
That's okay. What else did Peggy do, in the community that you're aware of?
Well, she was a very caring and very giving person. If she was an acquaintance of yours and you sold life insurance, she'd buy it from you. If you sold cars, she'd buy it from you. She was just always reaching out to help family, friends, the most she could. I know she donated monthly to St. Jude's to help the children there. She was just always a very giving person.
Did she attend church regularly, to your knowledge?
Yes, she definitely went to church. She loved going to church and had Jesus in her heart, 100%.
And you said that you two were close. What did you guys used to, and by guys, I mean you and your sister, I'm sorry. What did you used to do together?
Crafting. I do a lot of crafting, and she was my support system because I never felt like I did very well. She always boosted me up. Landscaping, gardening, flowers. I mean, just had a lot in common. Did a lot together. She came up to the house a lot, to have dinner and just spend girl time together. But we communicated almost daily by texting, just checking on one another, how you doing, and we even actually, for being deaf, and we're together, we watched movies together, and but it was all at our own homes, just by texting each other. We just spent a lot of time together.
Had a real close relationship?
Yes.
And where is it that you live?
I live in Galena.
So it's about, what, an hour and a half from here?
Yeah.
And when you see each other on a regular basis?
We saw each other quite a bit prior to that because I was tutoring Anna. And so she would be up every Friday to pick her up and Sundays to drop her off for tutoring, because Anna stayed with me through the week.
Okay, and so was she, you say it's tutoring, was it homeschooling or?
Yes.
Okay. And how did Anna do with the homeschooling?
She did very well. She she listened pretty good. Book-wise, she was very smart and caught on to things. Did well up until probably, the last few weeks, month or so. She started losing focus. I had to do like time test with her, and I tell her, as soon as you're ready, you push the button, that's going to start your time. You've got 20 minutes. And she'd be like, okay. So she hits the button, and then see my cat. She'd be like, oh, kitty, and she'd get up and run over to the cat. So she was losing her focus of what was important. And I did mention that to Peggy, because we really, she didn't have much school left. So I wanted to make sure she stayed focused and get the best grade she could.
Okay, and do you remember when it was that you were homeschooling her?
When?
Yeah.
I believe I started September, October of 2016. And her last day was May 19th of 2017.
2017, okay. So for the academia prior to the time that Anna killed her mother, you were the teacher?
I was for that year prior, yes.
Okay, she wasn't going to public school or private school, she was going to you for homeschool.
Right. My sister begged me to homeschool her because she did not want to go to public school.
Okay, and did Peggy, was there a reason that Peggy didn't want to homeschool her that you know?
Because she worked.
Okay.
She worked, and I had just gotten my bachelor's degree prior to that, her asking me, so she begged me, so I did it.
Okay. And are you aware of any other community involvements that your sister Peggy had?
I can't really think of anything.
Well, let me
right
ask
now.
it a different way. Did Peggy have a fair amount of friends?
She had a lot of friends. A lot of friends. Wall Clippers was another family to her. That was like a whole another family. Everybody loved her.
And have you been contacted by those folks after Peggy was killed?
Oh, absolutely. I was getting all kinds of requests on Messenger from people I didn't know. And of course, at the time I was accepting them all. 95% of them were Wall Clipper employees.
And what was their reaction to finding out that Peggy was killed?
They were in shock. They're sending me prayers.
And did she seem to be well liked by that community, by her community
Oh,
friends?
absolutely.
And her Wall Clipper family?
Absolutely.
And do you know how long Peggy was raising, as you call her, Kay and Anna by herself?
Oh, goodness. I really don't remember. I'm sorry, there's a lot of things I just can't remember.
That's all right. I mean, was it a few years?
I would say at least, yeah.
Okay.
Kay was, trying to think in my head, Kay was 18 when she moved out, so probably 3 years.
And did she have the extra jobs for that period of time?
Yes.
And were you aware of whether or not she was spending extra money on well, not extra money, but spending money on her daughters or Anna, taking them places?
Oh yeah, she texted me one night and said, hey, I'm coming up this weekend, but I won't be able to stop. If I do, it'll be briefly because Anna wants to go swimming. And I'm like, it's in the middle of the winter. And she said, well, she goes, we're going to get a motel room and stay the weekend in Galena, find one with a pool. And they did. She brought Anna and her friend up. They did stop by on their way there. And, but that's what she worked for, is to have that extra money to do that.
And was that while you were schooling Anna or at a different time? Okay. Now you know that we'll get into your victim impact panel at a later date, or not, I'm sorry, victim impact panel. My apologies, your victim impact statement at a later date. But how did it affect you that Peggy is no longer part of your life?
It's hard every single day. I try to mask the pain by working and keeping myself busy. But I miss her every day. I'm having a hard time knowing what to do with myself because she was always there. So I'm lost. A part of me's died. I don't understand. I know it's been over 4 years, but it seems like yesterday to me. I just wish she was here.
I don't have any other questions, thank you.
Mr. Murtis?
No questions, thank you.